electronic voting machines, voting data from all the machines are accumulated and declare the election result. It is also an example of data. The two broad categories in which data can be classified on the basis of their formats are, one is structured data, second one is unstructured data. Data processing, it is used for making conclusions or decisions, because without data processing it is not possible for us to get the proper results. Dear students, welcome to Computer Science classes. I am Ravi Kumar Kyar, lecturer in Computer Science, Vidhyaashram PU College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Students, let us start our discussion with the chapter Understanding Data. Now, in this session, we are going to discuss about the concept of data or introduction to data, types of data, and data collection, data storage, and data processing with respect to data processing. So let us start with the what is data or introduction to data. Now all of you know what is data. So data is nothing but is a raw fact or before processing. So as all of you know that computer is a data processing unit. We had to feed the data, computer process it with the help of instructions and the data, and we get the result. That is a data processing cycle. So here data is a raw fact. That is the basic definition of that. And data is plural form and datum is the singular form of data. So data is a collection of characters, numbers and other symbols that represent the values of some situations or variable. So if you talk about a data, so data it consists of or it comprises of maybe characters or numbers or alphabets, symbols and so on. So data can be of a combination of different things like characters, numbers and symbols. And data need to be gathered, processed and analyzed for making decision. See, this is the purpose of data processing. See, what is the use of or advantage of data processing? So after the processing, so analyze the data for making decisions, to take decisions, any major decisions in with respect to all the fields. So this is very important concept. That is the advantage of data processing. So data is a raw fact. It can be of different forms or different types of data, and it comprises of maybe numbers, letters and alphabets, whatever it is, along with the symbols. And what is the advantage of this? So for data processing, we need to gather the data, process the data, we get the result, that is nothing but information, and we are using that for data analysis to make some major decisions. So this is the basic definition of data. And let us see some important of data or examples of data. Aadhaar card data. Now you know what is Aadhaar card. Now all of us in India, almost all citizens will be having their own Aadhaar card. So to get the final printout of Aadhaar card, and you know that whenever you visit any of the Aadhaar card centers or to get the Aadhaar card ready, they are going to collect different types of data. So different types of data, maybe in the form of images, in the form of text, in the form of maybe your thumb impressions, photograph, letters, numbers, everything. So all together is a data, it is a raw fact. And once it has been processed through a system, so we get the Aadhaar card, that is the result of data processing. So here Aadhaar card is one information. It is prepared with the help of different forms of data. So that is the meaning of we have to data to be gathered. So a very simple example is to get the Aadhaar card printout or to get the Aadhaar card ID ready, we know that we have to collect, we have to gather different sorts of data, different types of data. So this is at the finally we get the Aadhaar card, that is the result of data processing. This is Aadhaar card is important data. as far as citizen is concerned. So here that is example as well as importance of data. Now you know what is the importance of Aadhaar card nowadays, isn't it? See, that is also importance of data, and Aadhaar card is one data. Next one is transactions data generated through banking. Now all of you know is the banking. In banking, everything is computerized now. So all your transaction, if I say transaction, maybe withdrawing or deposit, any sorts of activity you do in the bank, that will be recorded in the form of a record or in the form of a data. Banking transaction, it is also important data. And ticketing, shopping, etc., whether online or offline, if you look at the ticketing, or if you want to reserve a ticket online ticket, see, you know what is the importance of data. Your ticket is important for you, for your journey. See, that is the data. And signals generated by sensors. And here it is automatic systems is going to perform the automatic systems. The signal generated is also a sort of data, and that is the examples of data. And satellite data, including meteorological data, communication data, earth observation data, etc. See, what is the data? Now recently, now we used to hear information or a news that the satellites going to send images of different geographical location. So that is also a data for us. So that is a data. And we can say that identification of college is based on various data and their analysis. See, now whenever any student, if they want to get admission to any of the college, before getting admission to any of the college, the parents or maybe the student, they're going to collect different sorts of data of a particular college, and they will get the detail about the college. And based on the decision, they're going to get admission to their respective college or identification of a right college for their parents, for their students. It is also a data. So here data is information about a card is a data. Information about a college is a data. And government systematically collect and record data about the population through a process called census. Now all of you know what is a census. Census is a process, and here you might be knowing that many of the government employees or any of the at the time of census, they will visit your houses and they will try to get different forms of data or about the data about a particular family, about individual citizen. See, that is the data gathering. That is the data gathering. So here through census, they are going to get the details of all the citizens of India, and what is the result of? They will get the population of India or any country. That is the importance of data. This is also a type of data. So here all these are different examples for data. So here Aadhaar card is one data. Transaction, banking transaction is another type of data. Online reservation, ticket booking, and maybe the signal which are generated in automatic systems, and satellites data. All these are different forms of data. So what is the purpose of this? So with the help of this data, a government or any organization can take decision, can make decision. That is what you have seen in this here. That is the result of data processing, and that is the importance of the data. Now in the next slide we will see importance of data, and here we can see some more examples here. So here electronic voting machines, voting data from all the machines are accumulated and declare the election result. It is also an example of data. All of you know nowadays we are using EVM system, electronic voting machines, for casting our vote, and in each and every constituency, and all the voting, those who have casted, those are recorded in EVM machines, and at the date of result, what they will do is, at the one center, they will open that, they will get all the information, they will start the counting, and finally they are going to get or declare the result. See, that is so importance of voting data. So here this one example, and another example is scientists record data while doing experiments to calculate and compare the result. So the scientists, and every day, every time, whenever they are on a project, their invention and in the discovery, they are going to record the data each and every step on every day basis. That is also an important data. That is also a type of data. And pharmaceutical companies record data while trying out a new medicines to see its effectiveness. So even in the field of medicines, the pharmaceutical company, they will also record data regarding their products and results and the performance or quality of their product. See, all these are the examples and also importance of data. Next one is libraries. In libraries, maintain a data about the books in the library and membership of the library. And if you are a member of any of the library, or if you have taken the library card, whenever you want to take a book, you go there and get the book by showing your library card. And all this will be recorded in their register or through computer. That is also an example for data. And the search engines gives us the result after analyzing large volume of data available on the websites across www or World Wide Web. And you know that whenever you look for any information through a computer system, when you Google it, you are going to type one of the keywords, and based on that you can see there are so many results they are going to display through computers. Through web browsers, it is also a type of data. Next, weather alerts. Weather alerts are generated by analyzing the data received from the various satellites. So it is weather forecasting. All this also an example for data. Students, so far we have learned the definition of data and various examples of data or forms of data and what is the importance of data. So here any government, any organizations, any corporate companies, they can make decision based on the data available or based on the data generated. That is the purpose of data and data processing system. Now in the next slide we will see different types of data. So data can be of different forms and we can collect it from different resources. So they can be in different formats. So if you talk about data, it can be of different forms, different formats, as well as we can get it from or gather it from different resources. So for example, an image is a data, and video messages, text messages, chats, even icons and images and videos, all these are one form of data. And based on this, there are the two broad categories in which data can be classified on the basis of their formats. Or one is structured data, second one is unstructured data. So types of data, there are two types of data, structured data and unstructured data. It is based on their formats. Now let us see the definition of structured data. See, what is structured data? Data which is organized and can be recorded in a well-defined format is called structured data. Now you know what is a data, already have learned it. You know data processing system. Next question is, how do we present the data or how do we store the data? So whatever the data we are going to store it, so it should be easily accessible by the user. So accordingly, it is our responsibility to store the data in an organized way or in a different structure so that the user can easily access those data without any problem. So here in structured data, it is data are organized in a definite structure, in definite format. It is called structured data. So it is usually stored in computer in a tabular form or tabular format or in the form of tables. Maybe table consists of rows and columns. So this is how the data or structured data are stored in computer. Each column represents different data for a particular parameter called attribute and characteristics on variable. So here as a table is made up of rows and columns, each column will be having different values and this another name is called attribute. Each row represents data of an observation for different attributes. So here each row represent, we say, number of records or number of different attributes. So this is the basic definition of structured data. The definition is, here the data are organized or stored in a definite structure or a format, generally in the form of table or in tabular form. So table consists of rows and columns, and another name of columns is an attribute. In the next slide, we will see the example for structured data. As you have, this is a table. So in the table, we have 1, 2, 3, there are 4 columns, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 rows. And here ID, name, age and degree, these are all different values. So this looks neat and easily accessible by the user, that is structured data. And here each column is called an attribute. Each column is called attribute. These are all the values of particular column. Here ID is one column, name is another column, age and degree are different columns, and these are all number of rows here. So these are the columns, these are all number of rows. Here in this table example, we have stored 5 records or information about 5 different students in 4 columns. See, this is an example for structured data. Now let us see the definition of unstructured data. So what is unstructured data? So unstructured data is information that is not arranged according to the preset data model or schema. Data which are not in the traditional row and column structure is called unstructured data. So here opposite of structured data is unstructured data. In structured data we are using the table or it is in the form of tabular form, but here we are not using any other traditional table format, and there is no definite, we say, preset or schema, and there is no definite structure for it, and it is not in the form of table, it is referred as unstructured data. And example for this is a newspaper. Newspaper contains various types of news items which are not in fixed pattern. So what is the meaning of this? So if you look at the newspaper, if you observe this, see, in every day it is not in the same format. If you take one paper, observe it every day, and in the newspaper all the design pattern may be in the form of number of columns, number of size of message, everything keeps changing every day. That is an example for unstructured data. There is no definite preset, we say preset or a schema or a structure for that particular information. So that is one example is newspaper. And even the web pages consisting of text as well as multimedia contents, images, graphics, audio, video. And if you look at the web pages or if you go to any other website, so there is no definite or a structure for all the websites. And if you look at any of the web pages or websites, all the web pages are different with respect to design, maybe in the form of columns, rows, maybe graphics, video, etc. So this is an example for unstructured data. There is no predefined format. In the next slide, we will see what is data processing, and you know what is data processing. So computer is a data processing unit. We have to feed the data, computer process it, and it generates a result that is nothing but information. And during the process of data processing, and we have to have few steps to be followed. One is data collection. So once we have to feed the data to the computer, so before feeding the data, we have to collect the data, that is data collection, and we have to store the data for our future or for later use. And also next one is data processing. Now let us see what is data collection. Data collection is for processing data, we need to collect the data or gather the data. So that is data collection. And we can then store the data in file or database for later use. This is called data storage. And data collection means identifying already available data or collecting from the appropriate resources. So what is the meaning of data collection here? As we know that, see, data can be collected from different resources, even from different locations for our application. So for any application, data has to be collected from the different resources or from different locations, and also it is also possible identifying the right data for which are already available in the repository. So this is the nothing but data collection. So we have to select the data based on our application, that is data collection. In the next slide, we see different example for data collection. Hospitals are collecting the data about patients for improving their services. If you go to any of the hospital for various reasons, so they are going to collect information about patients or each and every patient which they are going to visit the hospital. That is also a type of data gathering. And shopping malls are collecting data about their items being purchased by the people, and it is nothing but just like a feedback to get for their analysis. So in shopping malls, not only for shopping malls, any shop you visit, they will try to collect the information about their product in the form of opinions or in the form of feedback, in the form of rewards. They are going to get it collected from the customers. That is an example for data collection. And what is the advantage of them? So they can purchase by the people only to improve their surveys or about their product. That is one of the example for data collections. And political analysts may look at the data contained in the post and messages at the social media platform and analyze to see public opinion before an election. See, this is nowadays they are in most of the political parties, they are making use of social media in the form of WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and so on, and they are going to post information about their region, about their services, about the work they have completed and incomplete work, and so many information about their parties and so on by posting in social media. So by looking at the response from citizens or the responses to the post what they have posted, they are going to make decision. They will come to one conclusion. That is also an example for a type of data collection. Next one is organizations like World Bank and International IMF Monetary Fund are collecting data which are related to various economic parameters from different countries for making economic forecast. See, this is also an importance of data and information data collection. It is also here IMF means the World Bank, they are going to get the information about the different banks or different locations from different countries to make economic conditions or economic status. Then grocery shops, a small business and showrooms, etc., analyzing data to their capacity and their business. So it is not only for the data collection and information analysis, not only for one company or one organization, even a small companies, even a small business people, they can also do the function of data collection and data storage and analyze the data to improve their business. See, this is an example for data collection. So it's nothing but gathering of the data from different resources, from different geographically located regions, from citizens of India, from everybody, only to improve their surveys or to provide better service to the citizens. In the next slide, we will see what is data storage. What is data storage? So once the data collection has been done, we have to store the data to make decisions for the later use for our future. So once we gather the data and process them to get the result, we would like to store them for future use as well. See, whatever the data we have collected, it is not only for that moment or not only for one that particular application, so we have to retain it for long time. So here that is nothing but data storage. So it is the process of storing data on storage devices so that data can be retrieved later. So nowadays we are using secondary memory devices, or we are storing the data electronically. And what is the advantage of that? For later use, and also to retrieve them as and when it is required for any organization. Next, there are numerous digital storage devices nowadays. All of you are aware of this: hard disk drive, HDD, and nowadays we are using solid state drive, SSD, CD, DVD, tape drive, pen drive, etc. All these are electronic storage devices to store the data in computers for the future use, and whenever the user can access, it should be accessible easily. That is data storage. Next one is data processing. What is data processing? As all of you know that once the data has been collected, we have to feed the data into the computer for processing, and we get the result, that is information. So data processing, it is with a vast or large amount of data, one cannot arrive at a conclusion. So suppose if we just gather the data from the different resources, it is not possible for us to take any decision or make any decision. So that it has to be data needs to be processed to get the result. And after analyzing those results, we make conclusions or decisions. See, that is the purpose of data processing. So data has to be gathered and it has to be processed through computers or electronic devices. Then the result we have to store it in electronically or in computers so that we can make decisions. So data processing, it is used for making conclusions or decisions, because without data processing, it is not possible for us to get the proper results. In the next slide, we will see a schematic diagram for data processing. So one is data. Data is a raw fact, or it's called raw data, maybe in the form of text, numbers, maybe images, and it has to undergo processing. This is called data processing. We get the information or the result. So result is called as information. And again, I am telling you, please note that data and information are two different concepts, not the same. So here, before processing is the data, and after processing is the result or information. So information may be in the form of different forms, maybe in the form of a table, or in the form of a chart, or maybe in the form of images. And here normally the procedure is we have to input the data or to feed the data, computer process it and gives us the result, that is output. So input, process, output. And here to input the data, to feed the data has to be collected. It's a data collection, already what you have learned so far, and data preparation. We have to prepare the data, and data entry, it has to be entered through computers. And in data processing cycle, computer processes the data. During this process, it has to be stored, and we can retrieve the data whenever the user required it, and we can classify the data, and also it has to be updated. And next process, output is the result, nothing but information. So information can be in the form of reports, or maybe or result of data processing cycle. So this is a schematic diagram for data processing in computer system. Students, so far in this session, we have learned the basic definition of data and types of data like structured data and unstructured data, and also the related terms regarding data processing, that is data collection or data gathering, data storage, and data retrieval, as well as data processing. Let us continue our discussion in my next class. Thank you so much.